Hi everyone, and welcome back to OJS for Editors. In the last module, we finished by seeing how the section editor notified the layout editor that he'd been assigned to a new submission. Joe's now going to walk us through the next steps.
Now let's see how Quadro goes from receiving this notification to uploading the galleys. Note that if the layout editor wants to decline this request, he emails the section editor directly from his email client, rather than using a form email in OJS. However, since Quadro accepts a request, he can follow the same initial steps as we've seen with the reviewers and the copy editor, clicking the link to the submission in the email from Kapui and logging into the journal. Quadro can then download and save the layout editing file, which is linked under Layout Version. Notice along the bottom of the layout editing section there are a number of links meant to guide and assist the layout editor as he works on the manuscript. These are created by the journal manager, usually in collaboration with the editor. Clicking the Layout Instructions link pops open a set of instructions, in our case just a simple example. The journal manager might also enter things like details about which file format should be used, or instructions on checking DOIs. The reference linking instructions cover steps that can be taken by the layout editor to make sure readers can access the submission's references as easily as possible. There are steps for using a direct hyperlink to the article, a link to a Google Scholar search for the article, or a link to a DOI, a digital object identifier search. These are all standard instructions that come with OJS. The journal manager simply needs to turn them on, but you can also revise them based on layout practices developed with the editorial board. If you'd like to know more about how DOIs come up when the journal manager sets up the journal, you may want to check out Module 6 of the OJS for Journal Managers course. Next, you can see several templates, each for a different type of submission: a book review, an editorial, and an article. In the submission information, Quadro can see that this article has been assigned to the article section, so he will use the article template, which he'll want to download and save with the other templates on his computer if he hasn't already done so. As you can see from looking at our fairly basic sample template, the article template saves time formatting things like the font size and alignment to be used in the various parts of the article, such as the title, abstract, and titles of subsections. Another common task for the layout editor is to convert the Word document to another format, such as HTML or PDF. It's important to note that none of this work occurs within OJS. The layout editor will need to use separate software to create the new formats, such as using the Save As function in Microsoft Word to convert the file to a PDF. Now let's assume Quadro has formatted the manuscript and converted it to PDF format, so we can look at how he uploads the galley. It's important to change the upload option from layout version to galley. He then browses for the file and clicks Upload. OJS will automatically generate a label for the file, depending on the file type, in this case PDF, so that the reader knows what kind of file they will be viewing when they see the link in the published journal issue. OJS also automatically creates a language label, which Quadro can correct if necessary. Quadro can check that he's uploaded the correct file by clicking the file name. If he's made a mistake or needs to make a change to the galley, he can replace the galley here. Once he's saved the galley, he'll see it in the layout area and can click View Proof if he wants to check at this point that it's the correct file. He can upload more than one galley, for example if the journal provides HTML and PDF versions of articles, and can also delete galleys. If he wants to replace the galley, he can delete it and upload a new one, or use the Edit link, which will allow him to replace the file as well as change the language label. As we're aware from previous modules, the last step is to send a notification. Clicking the letter icon under Complete generates an email to the section editor Kapui informing her that the galleys have been prepared for Fatima's submission.
Thanks, Joe. And thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.